fine Thursday morning. The sun is out, the birds are chirping. It is beautiful outside, man. Fall is upon us. It was a little crisp this morning when I stepped out to go hit the gym. But man, this is my favorite time of the year. This is my favorite time of the year, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Friday Eve. We are a day, uh, we're a day or so to the weekend. And I'm sure you guys got great plans. I probably plan on chilling. It's gonna be a low-key weekend for me. But every day is a good day, to be honest with you. Every day is a good day, especially on the days that I get a chance to rap with you guys. I know yesterday, man, I was struggling yesterday. I was on some Benadryl and my daggone lips was swole up. If you watched any of the videos yesterday, you could probably kind of see a little bit. But it kind of went down, I don't know, I guess 1 or 2 o'clock. As soon as I got off of here, man, I got right back in the bed and went to sleep. I was like, I gotta lay it down. This Benadryl is whooping my tail right now. But I feel better. I'm rested, I'm recharged, ready to go. And I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Before we get started, I want to make sure I show some love to my folks in the chat. Got to make sure I show some love to my folks in the chat. And early this morning, shout out to Hadassah Inspires Us. Thank you very much. Grand rising to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Lori Addison? Y'all make sure y'all show Lori Addison some love and make sure y'all follow her instructions. Make sure you follow her instructions. Remember to hit the like button on the way in. And yes, I am feeling better, a whole heck of a lot better. Whole heck of a lot better. Thank you guys very much, man. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Zephyr K9. Shout out to ICU. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got David Harrell in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Papa died in the house. What's going on? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Marla? How you doing? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Mama Sunflower Cottage, little house in the Dale. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Sugar Shane? What's going on, Hunter? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you, brother. He always comes through with the Bible verse, so we're going to kick that off there as well. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. Thank you very much, Hunter. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, Deborah? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Crest Hill, Illinois in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you for pulling up this morning. Hope all is well. I believe that is Shug. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly. Rise and shine, people. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. What's up, Mark? How you doing this morning, brother? Hope all is well out there in Nashville. What's going on, Melissa? Aloha to you out there in Honolulu, Hawaii. Shout out to you. Appreciate you staying up and hanging out with us. What's up, Angela Montgomery? How you doing this morning? New Jersey in the building. Shout out to you. What's up, Carlene? How you doing? Pembroke Pines, Florida in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Hope all is well. We got a Twit Wit. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here? What up, LJ? How you doing this morning, sister? Hope all is well. What's up, Ed? How you doing this morning? Mississippi in the building. We got Eric Smith in the house. Appreciate you pulling up. Uh-oh. Talking about Ilhan Omar. Yeah, that's a character right there. Hopefully she gets voted out pretty soon. What's up, Cool Ramon? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. As always, appreciate you. What's up, Nelly? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here? These are all my folks. Everybody I'm shouting out. Steve Edminster, what's up with you, man? How you doing? Buffalo in the building. Appreciate you. These are all the folks early before we get the show started. Thank you. What's up, Nanny? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Jane Facto in the building. Shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all follow the instructions. He says, hit that like button with the peace symbol up in there. Okay, now I see you with the new pick. What's up, Billy W? What's up, Kristen Knight? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Marie Noose in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All righty. What else we got up in here early? We got Cameron Patterson in the building. Shelby Dodd in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, B? How you doing this morning, sister? Hope all is well. Appreciate you. We got Marcy Richards in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Omega? Timothy Rickner. Appreciate you pulling up. Kevin Caldwell in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Angel? What up, Chester? How you doing this morning? Massachusetts in the building. Appreciate you, Mr. Largy. Appreciate you pulling up. Queens, New York City in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up. All righty. Hattie May in the house. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All righty. So we're going to get things kicked off, man. I hope all is well with you guys. You seen the thumbnail, seen the title, so you know where we're going. You know where we're going today. We got to talk about it. What's up, Joan Simone? Appreciate you pulling up. You know, says she's from Georgia. Go Dogs. Boy, y'all pulled out a squeaker last week. Boy, that kicker out in daggone Knoxville. Goodness gracious, I can't believe he missed that kick for the win. I cannot believe it. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. LJ, lips are not still swollen. You know, they might just, you know, they look normal. You know, I guess maybe I have some soup coolers. Appreciate y'all pulling up, but they're a lot better. They're a lot better, especially than they were yesterday. Man, it's looking ridiculous. I was like, there's no way I'm getting out there. Let y'all clip this up on me. Nope. What up, AI? How you doing? What's up, C. Bergie? How's it going? Lubin Fish, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you all, man. Thank you very much for pulling up this morning. I hope all is well. What's up, Quincy James? How you doing this morning? We missed you yesterday, brother. I didn't see you in the chat yesterday. I hope you're doing well out there. And TX, appreciate you pulling up this morning. And appreciate the email as well, man. Send my regards to your sister. You know, you didn't give me a name. You just said my sister. So I can't properly give her a shout out. I can't properly give her a shout out. But shout out to Quincy's sister if you're watching. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Oh, man. Papa Don said no lip picks today. Come on now. Stop it. Oh, man. Hey. We're not going to let it stop anything, though, right? A little bit of allergic reaction yesterday. You know, a little bit of actually, it happened. Let's see. Yesterday was Wednesday. So it's something I ate Tuesday night. I think I got a handle on what it was, and I know what I'm allergic to. But it was some pita chips I was eating. It had some spices in there. It just said spices, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm allergic to turmeric and a few other spices out there that really get me. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. What's up, my little Coburn out of Montana? Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up, and I understand. Definitely understand. Thank you very, very much. You know, so hey, let's get the show started. Let's get the show started. We're gonna hit things off. Make sure you hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Super chat, super thanks, greatly appreciated. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Shout out to all my ARP family members and everybody that supported the channel or has supported the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. And before we do that, let me show some love to Eric Plummer. Shout out to you, brother, always supporting the channel via Cash App. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Denise Schlager. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Thank you very much for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Cynthia and Darren, thank you guys very much as well for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Really appreciate you guys supporting what we're doing over here at ARP. Not just the morning show, but overall. Thank you guys very much. Kenny Cooper says he has some big news tomorrow. Okay, looking forward to hearing about it. All right, Kenny Cooper. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up. And JJ O'Hara, I got the email. I don't know if you saw it. I responded to you, but appreciate you sending me the song. That was phenomenal. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's get the show started, man. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already.
Lately, and frankly, coming from the White House and some of the other positions of authority that suggest, even before we had determined who the perpetrator of this evil act was, that somehow we're going to identify an enemy. We're going to suggest that somehow that enemy was at fault, and we are then going to use that as a rationale for trying to silence discussion around who we are as a country and what direction we should go. And that's a mistake as well. And so, look, obviously I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I was generally aware of some of his ideas. I think those ideas were wrong. But that doesn't negate the fact that what happened was a tragedy and that I mourn for him and his family. He's a young man with 2 small children and a wife who obviously, and a huge number of friends and supporters who cared about him. And so we have to extend grace to people during their period of mourning and shock. We can also, at the same time, say that I disagree with the idea that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake.
All righty. We had to get through that. I know. I'm sorry. But the whataboutism is off the charts, with not only, former President, Barack Obama, but, so many others out there, right? Does this look like a man with real empathy? Not really. And sadly, what we're seeing is completely predictable. Barack Obama was always going to use the assassination of Charlie Kirk as an opportunity for his political gain. I think we all knew that. I think we all, if you were a betting man, you probably bet some money on that. That's its pattern. Take a tragedy, twist it, attack conservatives, and downplay the victim. I mean, we've seen this before. After Trayvon Martin's death, Obama said, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. He made it about himself, even though George Zimmerman was later acquitted on grounds of self-defense. And, people can feel however they want to feel, about that situation whether you think that George should have been held accountable for it. That doesn't matter. He took a situation that was tragic and made it about him, opposed to Trayvon Martin, as well as, the individual that was in the incident as well. Those words, they didn't age well either, to be honest with you. They didn't. And his comments about Charlie Kirk, they won't age well either. I mean, it's the same playbook. Politicize, personalize, and then weaponize. Obama just gave his first on-stage remarks about Charlie's assassination, and what did he do? He condemned the killing, yes, but immediately pivoted to attacking Donald J. Trump, or John Quavius Trump, as some folks has affectionately dubbed him.
Also, at the same time, say that I disagree with the idea that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. That's not me politicizing the issue. It's making an observation about who are we as a country. I can say that I disagree with the suggestion that my wife or Justice Jackson does not have adequate brain processing power. I can say that I disagree that Martin Luther King was awful. I can disagree with some of the broader suggestions of that liberals and Democrats are promoting a conspiracy to displace whites and replace them by ushering in illegal immigrants. Those are all topics that we have to be able to discuss honestly and forthrightly, while we still insist that in that process of debate, we respect other people's right to say things that we profoundly disagree with. That's how we should approach this. Now, the last.
All right, that's enough of that, man. But he does go on to tell the audience to stop clapping, when they cheered his digs at Charlie Kirk's ideas. He did do that. But the damage was already done. The damage was already done. Already done. You know, Obama essentially said, yes, it's sad that Charlie was killed, but his ideas were wrong. He painted Kirk as someone whose views weren't worth defending, and then turned the moment into an excuse to say, you know, Trump was inflaming division by pointing to the obvious culprit, which is the radical left. I mean, this guy's something else, man, to say the least.
Recognize that on both sides, undoubtedly there are people who are extremists and who say things that are contrary to what I believe are America's core values. But I will say that those extreme views were not in my White House. I wasn't embracing them. I wasn't empowering them. I wasn't putting the weight of the United States government behind extremist views. And that is when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views, we've got a problem.
All right, so what we're not going to do is, you know, we're not going to equate cheering on political assassinations with condemning violence wherever it happens. You know, one side excuses it. You know, one side excuses it, one side doesn't. Polls show nearly half of Democrats believe killing someone like Elon Musk or Donald Trump could be partially justified. That's not both sides. That's just one side. And let's be clear. President Trump gets all the intelligence briefings. He knew the truth about Charlie's murder long before Obama opened his mouth. Trump called it what it was, far-left political violence. And the evidence backs him up. The killer, Tyler Robinson, leaned hard left. He pushed gay and trans activism, lived with a trans partner, and openly said that Charlie represented evil that needed to be stopped. That was his motive. But what did Obama leave out? Robinson's radical ideology, his obsession with transgender symbolism, and even carving it into the bullets that he used. I mean, the fact was, the fact that this was, you know, left-wing extremism fueled by Democratic rhetoric is, you know, at this point, I believe, undeniable, right? But instead, Obama shifted the blame to Charlie and then to Trump, smirking while the audience applauded his digs at the murdered man. I mean, this is Obama's routine. Exploit tragedy, attack conservatives, ignore the left's role in stoking the violence, and posture as the reasonable guy in the room. But let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. This is just cover for his own side's extremism. That's all it is. And the truth is simple. If one side is driving most of the political violence, leaders have to say so. Pretending it's the climate or blaming Trump, I mean, it's completely dishonest at this point, and it guarantees more violence. You can't unify a country while ignoring reality. And you certainly can't unify the people who openly want you dead. That's very difficult to do. And that's why Obama's comments were so despicable. He's not calming things down. He's actually pouring gasoline on the fire. And until Democrats own their role, apologize, and change course, there can be no unity. You can't unify around lies. You can't unify with hatred. And speaking of divisive, nobody does it quite like Jimmy Kimmel. Nobody does it quite like him. But this time, he pushed it too far. He pushed it too far. And when you push too far, as the young people would say, they F-A-F-O. You mess around and you find out. Check this out.
A lot of breaking news over the past several hours, and we do have more that is now coming into the newsroom. This coming in courtesy of the Associated Press, as well as Reuters, a story that we have been following here as ABC has now suspended Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely following comments that he made about Charlie Kirk's killing. The network's decision came. Nexstar announced that its ABC affiliates would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely over his comments. Quote, Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located. That's according to Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. As we mentioned, Nexstar made the announcement about its stations, and ABC followed that by pulling the plug indefinitely on Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. Now, we also have just a little bit more information here, as we know that earlier in the day, the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, had urged local broadcasters to stop airing the show on ABC. So again, Nexstar made the decision to pull it from their stations. And then after that, ABC said, we're going to suspend the late night show altogether indefinitely. And this is all related, of course, to the comments that were made about Charlie Kirk's killing. The conservative political activist shot and killed in a targeted attack 1 week ago today as he was at Utah Valley University speaking in front of thousands of people, a crowd estimated to be 3,000 when he was shot. We know that he was rushed over to the hospital there. President Trump making the announcement just hours later that Kirk had died from his injuries. ABC then suspending Jimmy Kimmel's late night show 1 week later indefinitely. We'll keep an eye here on the developments and keep you updated on what happens next. We'll keep you updated on Live Now from Fox.
Oh, man. All righty. So what we're seeing right now is a cultural shift that I think a lot of us believe that's past due, to be honest with you. But I guess better late than never, because the left is finally facing accountability for the wild things that they've said. I put a video out of people getting fired, from their position, and it's not here to celebrate, but you got to understand that your words have action. I mean, your words, there's some consequences behind it, right? No different than your actions. There's consequences. Everybody has free will to do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't get to choose the consequences, though. You don't get to choose the consequences. For years, conservatives were the ones canceled for so much less. But now, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, figures like Jimmy Kimmel are lying, mocking, and spreading false narratives about who was responsible. And this time, there are consequences. Before we dive into, all of that, I want to take a look at the monologue in question. It's probably going to be difficult to get through, but bear with me. We gotta flush it out. We gotta watch it, and then we'll keep going from there. All right.
New lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns.
Yeah. I never really watched Jimmy Kimmel like that. I think all the late night shows at this point, that are on, mainstream media, I think they're all whack. All of them. But this week, Jimmy Kimmel, he claimed that the shooter who killed Charlie Kirk was a MAGA Trump supporter, which is false. It's been debunked repeatedly. But Kimmel still used his platform as a Democrat mouthpiece to push the lie. And now it has backfired. Nexstar Media, one of the largest TV station owners in the country, announced they're pulling the plug. They're pulling the plug on Jimmy Kimmel Live from their ABC affiliates. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. It's a major broadcaster cutting him off. Hey, be on the lookout for Jimmy Kimmel Live on YouTube. Be on the lookout for it. You know, in his monologue, Kimmel mocked the tragedy, accused conservatives of being in denial, and even joked about the president's response. I mean, that's not comedy, man. That's just what you would call cruelty. Disney's ABC confirmed Nexstar will preempt his show immediately, calling his remarks offensive, insensitive, and not in the best interest of the organization. And that matters because broadcasters answer to the FCC. Chairman Brendan Carr reminded everyone licenses come with responsibility. Abuse that privilege, and the government can step in. Here he is on the Benny Johnson show the other day. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. As you've indicated, there are avenues here for the FCC. So there are some ways in which I need to be a little bit careful, because we could be called ultimately to be a judge on some of these claims that come up. But I don't think this is an isolated incident. I mean, you go back to Representative Swalwell, and he had a tweet out last week where he was saying that, emphasizing that Charlie Kirk's killer was a straight white male from a Republican family that voted for Donald Trump. In some quarters, there's a very concerted effort to try to lie to the American people about the nature, as you indicate, of one of the most significant, newsworthy public interest acts that we've seen in a long time. And what appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. If that's what happened here with his conduct, that is really, really sick. And I've been very clear from the moment that I have become chairman of the FCC, I want to reinvigorate the public interest. And what people don't understand is that the broadcasters, and you've gotten this right, are entirely different than people that use other forms of communication. They have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. And we can get into some ways that we've been trying to reinvigorate the public interest and some changes that we've seen. But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Yeah, so Carr basically warned Disney and ABC that Kimmel's behavior could force the FCC to take a closer look. He even floated the idea of requiring an on-air apology to the Kirk family, or possibly even suspending Kimmel. Let's continue.
What kind of action would you see? I, at the very least, would like to have an on-air apology from Jimmy Kimmel to the Kirk family, to all of those who he slandered, because he did say that Charlie Kirk, he is effectively saying that our movement did this. Our movement killed Charlie, that Charlie was deserving of this, effectively. And we've seen that rear its head. This happens quite regularly, actually, on MSNBC and on other networks where they're trying to victim blame. And what that does, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, is continues the lie and continues the threat level to say effectively that we have no share in this problem at all on the left. This is a clear-cut case. What would you like to see done at ABC?
Well, look, I think what you said there strikes me as a very reasonable, minimal step that can be taken. I mean, obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at. And again, we may ultimately be called to be a judge on that. But yes, this also strikes me as sort of conduct that to some extent shows some sort of desperate irrelevance. I mean, we're sort of exiting an era where the three main legacy broadcast networks could control and dictate the narrative to the American people. And one of the things that President Trump did when he ran for office, he ran directly at that legacy media establishment. He smashed the facade that they get to control what we say, what we think, the narrative around events. And we're seeing a lot of consequences that are flowing from President Trump doing that. I mean, look, NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is retiring. Joy Reid is out at MSNBC. Terry Moran has gone from ABC and now admitting that they are biased. CBS has now made some commitments to us that they're going to return to more fact-based journalism. And so I think you see some lashing out from people like Kimmel, who are frankly talentless and are looking for ways to get attention.
Wow. Hey, man, I think he nailed it. I think he nailed it right there. Sheesh. I mean, but the kind of conduct from a Jimmy Kimmel and others out there is just sick, man. You know, lying about who killed Charlie Kirk doesn't just smear conservatives. It fuels division and puts lives at risk. You know, blaming millions of Americans for one deranged individual isn't journalism. It's poison. And the bigger picture is this. The legacy media's grip is collapsing. NPR, PBS, they all lost funding. MSNBC, dumping host. ABC staff, they've come out and admitted that, hey, there is a flat out bias happening at the station. CBS is scrambling back towards real reporting, real journalism. Trump shattered their monopoly. He did. He shattered their monopoly. And now nobody buys their spin. Kimmel's cheap shots are just proof that these late night clowns are irrelevant. Ratings are down, influence gone, audiences shrinking, next star cutting ties. It just seals it. And the thing is that if Jimmy Kimmel was really getting money like that, if the people were really watching it, if he really was doing well in the ratings, maybe he gets suspended, but not the show completely canceled. But hey, he was hanging on by a thread. 4 years ago, corporate America bowed to the left. 4 years ago, corporate America bowed to the left. Say something conservative and you were canceled. We all got a chance to see it. We all got a chance to witness it firsthand. Say something conservative and you're canceled. And now the tides are turning. The tides have flipped. Companies are backing away from far left ideology, far left lies. And Kimmel's show gave ABC the perfect excuse to pull the plug. They probably was been wanting to pull the plug because they're hemorrhaging money on this whack show. But he had contracts and things of that nature that they probably couldn't get out of without it costing them a boatload of money. But this, he walked right into it. This isn't cancel culture. It's really consequences. The left mocked conservatives, cheered on tragedies, and spreads hate. And now accountability hits and they cry censorship. But Kimmel brought this on himself. And the cultural tide has turned. I got a couple super chats I want to read and then we're going to keep going. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you haven't hit that like button already, hit the like button for me. I'm not sure exactly where we are, but make sure we're where we need to be at. We have 537 people watching on YouTube. We have 9 people watching on X. Shout out to all my folks on X supporting the channel this morning. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you all pulling up. And obviously, shout out to all my folks on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Malachi with the $2 super chat. Says, greetings from, how do you say that? Is it Shanahan, Illinois? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly. Shout out to Michelle Bird with the $3 super sticker. Thank you very much for supporting the channel this morning. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Natural Beauty, you're absolutely right. She says they are conflating freedom of speech with hate speech. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. All righty. Yeah, hit that like button, man. We got almost 500. We got over 500 people in here. Hey, we should have over 500 likes. Hit that like button for me. How is that? Could you explain that to me, Don Winkler? I like it. I'd like to, get an explanation. We're going to keep it going. Hit that like button for me. Now, in other news, I want to discuss something that happened out in Mississippi that is making its rounds on on the internet. And unfortunately, there was a young man at the age of 21 years old Oh, saying we got some sound issues. Hold up a second. Let me check something. Okay. Is that a little better? Okay. Hopefully, hopefully that's a little better here with the sound. Sorry about that. Not really sure what's going on there. Hold up a second. Okay. Oh, you said it's buffering. Uh, really? I don't know what's going on with that. I might need to plug into the actual router, but I can't get to it right now. It's got to be a StreamYard thing then. Leave it to StreamYard. Okay. Hopefully. All right. Hopefully that's better. It's got to be a StreamYard thing because I don't think it's anything on my end. And I'm looking at StreamYard and they were saying that it was. Uh, yeah. Gotta love technology. Goodness gracious. No, I don't have anything uploading right now. I normally don't. See something here. All righty. Let's try to move on. Hopefully StreamYard will fix the glitch. What's going on? All right, so I want to talk about what happened out in Mississippi. Um, I want to talk about what's going on in Mississippi. So there was a 21-year-old black student whose body was found hanging from a tree on a university campus in Mississippi, and it has sparked outrage and allegations online, even after officials said that there was no evidence of seeing some of this. But we got to talk about it. I've been slow to discuss this because I was kind of waiting on information. Um, and a lot of times you can't necessarily believe everything that you hear um, on TikTok and things of that nature. You kind of want to hear the information. You want to hear their information, straight up. But no, it's got to be me. Let me see something. Yeah, there's definitely a lag. I'm looking at it myself. Uh, yeah. Hold up a second here. Something. Okay. Let's see if that note. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is choppy. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. Alrighty. If we can make it through. That interesting. Interesting. Gotta love it. Gotta love the technology, guys. Okay. Um, alrighty. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on. It's got to be maybe something on my. It may be something on my end. Just our internet's maybe acting up out here, around my way. But and yeah, it's yeah, Eric, it's Verizon. That's our only option out here where I live at is Verizon. But hey, it is what it is. We'll power through it. We'll keep it rocking.
Hey, it's time to wrap this Charlie Kirk shit the fuck up. Buddy got his wig snatched.
Sorry about the language.
Whoop-de-doo. Moving on, they out here wilding in Mississippi. Trey Reed and Corey Zucaitis have both been found hanging from trees. Media not covering this. Let's see if our president has something to say, like he did oh so much when Charlie Kirk got sent to the gulag. Crazy thing is, I think everybody's seen this coming. Maybe not specifically this, but a version of it. As for Trey,
Question for the fellow Christians out there. Like the same ones that are like lit up my For You page like for the past week. Where's that fire right now? Like, can I borrow some of that outrage? Because a young man named Trey Reed was found dead on campus in Mississippi. And not just dead, brutally tortured. Like both legs were broken. And then he somehow hung himself. How do you even do that? Can someone explain the mechanics to me? Because the no foul play line doesn't really.
Okay, so here's what we do know. Here's what we know about this situation. That's kind of I kind of held off on it because I wanted to see if there was more information that was going to come out about, about the incident here, about this situation here. So we have 21-year-old Trey Reed. He was found Monday morning hanging from a tree near the university's pickleball courts, and it is awful. I couldn't even imagine receiving that phone call. I have children around that age. I couldn't even imagine receiving that phone call. I couldn't. It's a tragedy. I pray for his family. My condolences to his family. This is horrible, horrible. A young man, life over entirely too soon. And people are outraged, and understandably so. Understandably so. I understand why people are outraged. But before that outrage turns into something darker, we need the facts. And right now, both the sheriff and the coroner, who are both Black, I have to say this, these are two Black people, the sheriff and the coroner, they say that there are no signs of foul play based on what they've seen. Investigators already have video evidence in hand. Could they be wrong? Of course. Should there be transparency? Absolutely. Should the family demand an independent autopsy and clear answers? 1,000%. 1,000%. And they're right to call for it. They are 1,000% right to call for it.
News developing out of Mississippi, where a coroner's office is maintaining that there is no evidence a young Black man was attacked before he was found dead on the Delta State University campus.
Now Trey Reed's family is ordering an independent autopsy. Now, a warning, some of you may find the story triggering. The 21-year-old was found hanging from a tree on campus Monday morning. The coroner says a preliminary exam shows no signs of broken bones or assault, but Reed's mother told local reporters that she questions what happened to her son. She says she spoke to her son Friday, and he was excited to attend the university. The family says the school has not reached out to them, and they're getting information secondhand from the media.
As we move forward, we're just looking for answers that a simple camera on the university's campus will answer.
We are so concerned about what's going on. We're getting mixed information. We're hearing everything on the media, but we just want the truth. That's all we're looking for.
Reed was a first-year student and had only been on campus for 1 month when he was found dead. Authorities initially ruling this a suicide. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is leading an investigation into Reed's death, though he says Trey Reed was deeply loved and respected by those who knew him, and added, Reed's family and the campus community deserve a full independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. The NAACP posted an image saying a man was lynched yesterday in a post about Trey Reed. The organization expressed skepticism that there was no evidence of foul play in Reed's death and wrote, "Our people have not historically hung ourselves from trees."
Yeah, so leave it to the NAACP to go in and to try to politicize the moment. But I'm one of those kind of people who say, hey, let's wait for the facts. I think they said there is some video footage out there. I think we wait for the facts and let's get the information. Let's get the information. You know, the speed at which clout chasers declare a lynching case closed says it all. No evidence, no coroner's report, not even a family briefing, just outrage, farming to distract from Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's not justice. That's just content strategy at this point. And it gets worse. There is an individual online who claims to be Trey's cousin, talking about broken limbs and bruising with zero sources, zero documents, just vibes, and boom, it goes viral. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this, but check this out.
Situation right now. Let's go down to Mississippi. The name Trayvon Reed needs to ring all over the United States right now. 1, that is my cousin. 2, this is the second incident that has occurred within the last 5 years at this campus. Delta State University has had a run-in with me and their policemen. They tried to lock me up for no reason. and it didn't succeed in their favor. I went on a 9-month probation and that's it. This year, just today, it was reported that my cousin was found hanging from a tree and they trying to rule it as a suicide. Now, I just got off the phone with one of my cousins. She said she seen the reports and it said that he was beaten and bruised. Both his arms was broken and he had a broken leg. I'm gonna let y'all do the math. Now, this school has history for being racist. Even going all the way back to the 1980 situation that happened with the sit-in. I love to refer to that situation because that was one of the significant situations that happened with one of the black revolts that happened at the school. But still, I'm trying to be composed in this video and I'm trying to keep it all together. But it's a lot of shit that happens on that campus that don't nobody do shit about.
I don't know much about Delta State. I don't know. I can't see much. I don't know anything about Delta State. I don't even know where it is, other than the fact that I think they said it was in Cleveland, Mississippi. I'm not really sure. But I'm also one of those kind of people. If it is known that a college campus isn't a safe haven for Black people, if it is known for that, there's no way I'm sending my kid there. Now, I'm one of those kind of people. I'm kind of anti sending kids off to college, away from home anyway. I am anti that. Is Delta State an HBCU? Is it? I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Let me look it up real quick. I'm asking you guys, but let's see. Give me a second. Let's see. No, Delta State is not an HBCU, but it says it's located in Cleveland, Mississippi, established in 1924. So no, not an HBCU. In reference to the individual here, I mean, honestly, we don't know if that's really his cousin or not. But either way, if it's just a friend, I feel the pain, man. What I don't feel is the opportunism. If you truly cared about Trey Reed, you'd want the truth wherever it leads you, even if it doesn't fit your politics. But the influencer hustle needs a villain and a marketable storyline. So they spin rumors into certainty and dare anyone to ask questions. Now, and notice the selectivity here. The same week in Vicksburg, a white man named Corey Zacchaeus was found hanging near a casino. No foul play suspected. I don't recall anyone hyping the story because I didn't hear about Corey Zacchaeus until yesterday. And I don't think anybody was hyping the story up. Of course, no one was hyping the story because there's no real racial angle to monetize there. And if your standard is that hangings in Mississippi should shock the conscience, then both cases should matter. If only one matters, it's not morality, it's narrative. And that's the grift right there. And here's where I stand. If Trey was murdered, prosecute the killers to the fullest extent of the law, to the max. I feel like, that is a death penalty. That is a death penalty worthy act. If he was truly murdered, prosecute the killers to the fullest extent of the law. If it was a suicide, tell the truth and push for real leadership, mental health resources, transparency, no PR games. Now, investigators, they need to show receipts. Preserve the video, release facts when possible, and back injury claims with a real autopsy, not TikTok hearsay. And let's be consistent. If we're outraged over Charlie Kirk's assassinations, we should also be outraged. And we should also be outraged about this particular situation, especially when someone is, taken out potentially in a heinous way. we should do that. And then we should also demand clarity and due process here. Principles, in my opinion, do not change based off of the color or depending on the headline. But what I won't do is let opportunists use Trey's family as a shield or a light or light a racial fuse that they've been itching to strike. I mean, that's not justice. That's just the hustle. So I hope that Trey's family is doing or having a, an independent autopsy. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they have to pay for it out of pocket, but I mean, it sounds like Ben Crump's in the midst of this, and the NAACP has already put something out there. So if the family don't have the money to pay for that independent autopsy, you would hope that the NAACP would step in there and say, don't worry about it. We got it. And allow an independent autopsy to be done. And if it does come out that he truly had broken legs and broken arms, yeah, full-on investigation. Let's find the culprits. This is a college campus, and this happened on the college campus. There's video everywhere. So yeah, if some people strung this young man up, there should be some footage of it. If some people jumped on him in some shape, way, form, or fashion on the college campus, there should be some footage. There should be some footage. Put it out there. But it seems like you do have a lot of people that they hope that this is this is some form of, hate crime, based on this young man's race, and they just caught him, and beat him and strung him up. Oh, Eric, I know the NAACP has tons of money, so they should be able to afford this if the family doesn't have the funds to do so.
In cases like this, with something that's so grotesque as a lynching, something that is emblematic of this country's treatment to Black Americans, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw this under the rug, just as they did Javion McGee. Because you have to understand what they risk upon them coming out and say, hey, bunch of white kids lynched that black boy, that 20-year-old college student, someone who was looking to better his life. Same thing with Javion McGee. Upon that happening, I would argue all hell breaks loose. That's what I would argue. The point in time that they confirm a lynching by white youth of a black person on a college campus or anywhere is game over, fam. It's genuinely game over. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's no more playtime. It's no more division. It is game over. It is literally, all right, we are going to get justice one way or another. As Malcolm X says, the bullet or the ballot. So
the if this is ruled a lynching, all hell should break loose crowd is telling you exactly who they are. They're telling you exactly who they are. Now, in the state of Mississippi, if you guys know anything about Jackson, Mississippi, young black men are killed on a week-to-week basis out there. Why isn't all hell breaking loose to stop the violence in Jackson, Mississippi? Or Memphis, Tennessee? Why isn't all hell breaking loose when young black men are killed on a week-to-week basis in these places? We talked about Memphis earlier this week being the most dangerous city in the country and one of the top 50 most dangerous cities in the world. Why isn't all hell breaking loose right now in cities like Memphis and Baltimore and Chicago and Jackson and New Orleans right now? Why aren't people protesting and marching right now for young brothers that are killed on a week-to-week basis and in some places on a day-to-day basis? But you wait until a situation like this happens to say, hey, all hell has to break loose because a young black man may have been killed by some white people. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back for you. These people are showing you exactly who they are. They don't actually care about young black people. Unless It fits the narrative of, hey, it was some white folks that did it, or it was the police that did it. Now, I'm one of those kind of people that say, hey, if something nefarious happened to Trey at the hands of anybody, whoever it may be, whoever is the culprit, if it's not what the police have already ruled it to be, which is a suicide, if it's not that, whoever those people are, they should be caught, they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I'm for certain that there is some video footage out there. These folks can't do nothing without videotaping it. Nothing, especially young people. They can't go out to lunch without videotaping what they ate. So if this young man was jumped on by a group of people and then strung up, somebody's got video footage. Somebody's got video footage. These people, these young folks can't do anything without videotaping it and putting it on the internet. They can't. Or this young man, as soon as he was approached, would have pulled out his phone and started recording. Saying, see, look, I'm telling you, look, these people, they surrounded me. And maybe you don't see the full thing, but you see where he was attacked and approached. This is the world that we live in today. No one does anything without pulling their phones out and recording. But a lot of these folks out here, they're not interested in fighting for justice. They're auditioning for chaos. These people don't want the truth. They want a riot. They want a martyr. They want a spectacle. They're not, hey, if they truly cared for young black men being killed, if they truly care, where's the protest and the marches in these cities where young black men and women and children and grandmoms and aunts and uncles are killed on a week-to-week basis in these cities? Where's the march? Where's the protest? Where is the all hell breaking loose to tell these dudes, stop it? Enough's enough. Where is it at? These people don't want the truth, man. They don't want the truth. They want something that fits their narrative because they want a riot. They want a spectacle. They're looking for a martyr because that's the fuel for their brand. Meanwhile, the grown-ups in the room want evidence first, conclusions second. We want evidence. And that's why I've kind of stood back and was like, you know, I'm not ready to even have a conversation about this particular situation because I want to see the information. Justice is measured by facts, not feelings. Justice is measured by facts, not by, you know, whatever racks up the most clicks. So here's the standard. We should demand transparency, reject all the rumors, stop pre-writing verdicts, and extend the same moral concern to every victim, no matter the race, no matter the politics, no matter the narrative. If you can't do that, then be honest and just say it. You're not advocating. You're just content forming in the name of compassion. And if you truly care about Trey Reed, let the process play out. Let the process play out and let's hold officials accountable. Let's hold officials accountable and keep the pressure where it belongs, which is on the truth. Now, I hope that the Reed family has the resources to perform or to have an individual autopsy perform. And I hope the police and if the NAACP and Ben Crump is involved, hey, they got resources. Okay, send an investigator out there to investigate, a private investigator to go and investigate. Let's get down to the truth. Let's get down to the truth. If people think that the police, the sheriff, which is a black man, in the coroner, which is a black person, they didn't say if it was a man or a woman. They didn't say, I hadn't heard that yet, or I didn't read it. Hey, get some independent folks in there, independent autopsy and a private investigator out there. Let's go find the information. This is unfortunate what happened to Trey Reed. This is a 21-year-old man who lost his life. They're saying it's by suicide. That's the initial report. And it's unfortunate because you don't want to hear a story of a young 21-year-old man losing his life. It's unfortunate. So, my condolences to his family, to his friends, classmates. Let's continue to keep the Reed family. Let's keep them lifted up in prayer. But let's let due process play itself out. Let's do that. I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. I was going to do call-ins today, but with the glitching and everything that we got going on, I don't know if that would work today. I'm not really sure. So maybe, hopefully, we'll get that figured out and we'll get that opened up. Let me see if I can hear myself. Oh, it looks like it's figured out. Okay, it looks like we're not glitching. I'm going to open it up. Be on the lookout. Give me 1 second here. If there are some people, if you'd like to call in, I'll leave it open for a little bit. I won't have a whole lot of time, but for a little bit, if you'd like to call in, or I'll give you the opportunity. So. Pin the message up there to the top. All righty. So links pinned to the top. If you would like to call in, please do so. Please make sure that you keep your words PG as much as you can. Keep your words PG, but I appreciate you guys pulling up as always. And I thank you guys for rocking with me. I know we're dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties here, but hey, it is what it is. When you're dealing with the internet, you just never know. You never know. I gotta ask y'all a question, man. What do y'all think of this hat, man? God is the designer. I'm a fan. What's up? My name is Shawnee Girl. Okay, I see you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Keep it PG. I know this isn't TikTok. Those folks over on TikTok, man, they love to drop the F-bombs over there. Oh, thank you guys, man. All right, Scooby CC said he's gonna call in. Okay, come on. I would have named it "God is a Potter." Yeah, I like that. The Potter's House. That's TD Jakes' church, the Potter House. We're not gonna talk about TD today. We're not gonna talk about him today. The designer. Yeah, I like that too. I like that. I didn't make this hat. I got this from there's an organization out there, GIAD. God is the designer. I just bought it. I saw it and I was like, yo, this is dope. I'm gonna buy that. Oh, just use the link. There's no number. You got to use the link, and it'll let you. You'll pop up on my end. I was looking to see if they had shirts. They don't have any shirts. Hey Quincy, the store is up. It is it's slow when it comes to when you order. It is up. If you look in the if you actually look on the channel, I don't know if you can see it on your phone, but if you're on a laptop or something like that, you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to go to the actual website itself. Alrighty, let me pull up Meg here. Hey, Meg,
Hi.
how you doing today?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm very well, blessed, highly favored. Appreciate you pulling up this morning.
You're welcome. I just wanted to comment that we live in a world of confirmation bias where people will speak to whatever their particular belief is and take the situation and envelop it under their belief system without any sort of critical thinking. And that's just become a common norm in today's, I would say anybody under 40 has lost the capacity for Socratic thinking. There's just no capacity to critically assess and look at a situation and say, let me look at what all of this could be outside of what I believe.
You're absolutely right. I think that's by design. That's something
I
that
do.
they are, not really challenging children in high school or in school in general. I think we talked about this maybe, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago
About a
or so
week
when
ago.
we were talking about that, and it's just so many kids out there that just don't have the ability to critically think, don't have the ability to really flush out an idea either.
No.
And it's unfortunate. It's
I
unfortunate, but
was
I think it's by design.
I did teach psychology at the university level and found that probably 10% of my students were able to take a topic, separate themselves, and write a paragraph or two from a different perspective because they didn't understand the concept of going to research. You got to go look. You have to look. If you're a Fox News watcher, go to the Detroit Free Press. If you're a New York Post reader, go to something that's the opposite. Just look at the story from two sides. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It's just something people don't think to do naturally. And we've lost it I think in the country as a whole. And that's really what I wanted to say about this story is I'm not saying this did or did not happen. I don't know. Nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows
So
yet.
let's go get some facts before we decide to incite to riot or shove down any possibility. I mean, you can't look at it as one or the other. It has to be an independent type of perspective view. And frankly, you're right. If there are people who can afford to pay for an independent autopsy, that's what we should be demanding. Not the answer, but demand the investigation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Ben Crump's involved. The NAACP is involved. Lord knows they have tons of money. And if they truly think that this, is what the NAACP has kind of tweeted out there already, pay for the private investigator. They may actually have private investigator already on their staff. They may have that already potentially. And
I believe they've got independents out on all sorts of things. The problem is when they find out something that, again, even them doesn't meet or does not, that conflicts with their confirmation bias, it becomes a much lesser reported set of information than that which does support their confirmation bias. And so independence is even challenged by the people who are trying to be independent.
Yeah, you're right there. Are you still teaching?
No, I retired. I write now.
Okay.
I write.
All right.
I write horror novels now.
Horror novels. Interesting.
Yes. So no, I got out of that and said, okay, it's time to be done and go do something fun.
I hear that. Nothing wrong with that.
So.
Well, anything else for us, Meg?
Nope. Thanks so much for taking the call, and I hope that helps other people listening to recognize. Look, I can't just believe what I think. I have to go look to see if what I think is true.
Absolutely. Well, I like to look at that. When I'm read any story, I use ground news. I'm not sure if you're familiar with ground news. Ground news actually gives us the ability to see just the facts. You can read just the facts. This is just right down the middle. This is just the information. And then it gives you the opportunity to see, okay, let's read something from the left. Let's read something from the right. And it tells you, okay, this is going to be right leaning. This is going to be left leaning. And this is just right down the middle. This is just the facts. And it gives you the ability to say, okay, hey, let me see. And then I can come up with my own conclusion. The problem is, I don't know if we have enough young people that could do that. Read something from the right, read something from the left, get the facts, and then say, you know what, this is what I think about this. I don't know if we have enough young people in today's age that could do that.
I always chuckle at my own teaching perspective when I used to say, look, bullet point the important items. And I think I was part of the problem because bullet points are what led to sound bites of information. And now people look for the quick sound bite. And I'm smacking my own head half the time saying, well, you shouldn't have taught that way. But needless to say, what's done is done. But it's the sound bite generation. And so when you say, look at a sound bite, you could even do that as long as you looked at 10 or 11 sound bites. So for example, I get 11 newsletters every morning from not only from the United States, but from Germany, from France, from the UK. I try to read a lot. I get the Nepal news because I live there. I get news from everywhere. And if it does have something to do with what maybe has happened or is happening, I will actually spend a few minutes more reading that. If it's something specific to that country, it's like, okay, that's interesting, but I don't have a dog in that hunt, as they say. I just have literally this right here. So I try to find all sorts of nuggets, but I don't think people even realize that a soundbite nugget would have to come from multiple places. They're just so short attention span learners. And I don't even say learner. I say learners almost as I shake my head, because they don't learn it. They just regurgitate it. See it, regurgitate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Meg. I appreciate you pulling up.
Anyway,
Thank you very much.
you have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you. You do the same. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Shout out to Meg. And if you are not on Ground News, I suggest you do it. I do have an affiliate link in the description box, but even if you don't want to use that, I think you should go to Ground News and get the information from both sides and get the facts and then come up with your own conclusion. Let's start being critical thinkers. Let's challenge each other to be critical thinkers, out there. Ed says thinking's hard work. Yeah, you're right. We have Taurus Calloway here. I can't see him. He said you need. Hey, Taurus, if you're listening, it says you need to reconnect your mic and camera before you can be added on. So I'm gonna kick you out. Give you the opportunity to jump back in. All right, TA, take care, brother. Really? Got my mic turned all the way up and I can hear myself very well in my ear. Let me check something out. Ready. Yeah, mic volume's up. Everything's I don't know. StreamYard's is being a bane today. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, because I really feel it's by design. I mean, they've attempted to, and I would say they've probably been fairly successful in the dumbing down of America, the dumbing down, especially of our young people. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't have the ability to, take some information and then come up with their own idea or own conclusion. I like what Meg said, Socratic thinking, which is something that is lacking. Yeah, StreamYard is cutting up today. It is. Hopefully they'll get it fixed. They've been doing a lot of additions and adding new features to StreamYard, which I would assume it may sound crazy. Let me pull my guy Malachi up here. He's sipping on something. I don't want to pull him up while he's sipping on something. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Didn't know you could see me when I'm off the show, but I should be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, I can see you.
chocolate milk from Quick Trip with a K in Wisconsin. Just pulled it out of the fridge.
All right, man.
Mm-hmm. But yep, I just set my parking brake so I can hop on the show real quick. My customer's right in front of me. So yeah. So when I heard about that incident, it's just another incident out of the many happening this past 4 years that a lot of them prior to the end of 2024 have really made me think hard about becoming a truck driver. Being in some of these iffy places as an over-the-road driver, you just got to really know how to navigate it so you don't end up becoming one of these victims.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this incident, I really hope people have learned from these past incidents and look at multiple sources and different aspects about this so that this case can be resolved and so that the officials have motivation to continue working on it and know that the people are putting pressure on them. But if we don't put pressure on them, then, you know, it's just going to turn into another case. You know, they get put into deep files and not looked at hardly ever. So I'll be praying tonight that it doesn't become one of those cases. And yeah, so we can continue. I've been telling more people, hey, stop looking at just your regular news outlet. And yeah, I learned about ground news from watching this show. I'm glad you told me about that, because on my spare time here on the side around some scripture reading and whatnot, I do tap into that a little bit, and it's definitely something worth reading, aside from just watching TV and whatnot, because I don't even have a TV in my truck. So any news outlets that I see clips of are on YouTube, and I rarely ever watch them now because I watch you and Anton now. So I get plenty from just I get plenty from just the ARP morning show and the Millionaire morning show. But other than that,
Anton
yeah,
doing great work over there, man. He's doing great work over there.
Oh yeah, yep. And I'm a bag chaser now too, so I'm getting the Patreon stuff and whatnot. But yeah, back to this. Yeah, you got to look at multiple news outlets. You know, the liberals are just conditioned to watch, you know, Communist News Network, NBC, ABC, and ABC. I don't know. We're probably starting to see things turn around with Jimmy Kimmel, but I'm gonna hold my breath on that. And then, you know, we got the conservatives. A lot of them out here in the sticks. I deliver out in the sticks sometimes, so I know a lot of them are hooked on Fox. They had Fox News playing on what is it called? There's this truck stop at Indiana 10 on I-65 that I was just at last night. They had it on too, so I was like, "Hey, cite your sources, yo. It ain't just Fox News. It ain't just NBC. You got to look at it all sides and not just see, you know, what's going on in the world, because you know they just show you what they want to show you, but just see what people are getting fed, you know, it's just see what information everybody's getting that watches this stuff, so that you know how to maneuver righteously around it, and, you know, develop a process on how to lead the people and come together as one and solve situations like this horrible case that has just happened. Or I guess I could say 4 cases that just happened in the last 2 weeks of this hanging, the stabbing on the train, what happened in Colorado, and then of course Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
I've been trying to tell everybody, gotta look at it from a righteous perspective. A righteous perspective, man. I'm happy with that. I'm happy you named I'm happy you named the show that way too.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah, a righteous perspective.
You know, when I first started, it had a different name, and right around, it was before I hit 100,000 subscribers. I changed the name. I guess I probably was I was at the 80 mark or so, and you know, I was trying to figure out, you know, where am I going with this channel, you know, and you know, I prayed about it, and it came to me. I was like, a righteous perspective. I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it.
It is.
And it's been that, you know, ever since, man. So,
yeah, I actually found you and Anton at about the same time. I was seeing videos of both of y'all, and I was like, well, I found Anton first. But I started by watching.
For a long time. He's been at this for a while. He's like,
yeah, I think I was. Sure. Yeah, I think I was watching the clip of him, and then I was looking at my suggestion videos in the list, and I was like, righteous perspectives. They're talking about the same thing. Let me tap into that, see what it's about. And then just been tuning in since. So
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, about 2 weeks later, put my first super chat in, and happy to support the channel, man. I love what you got going on.
I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate it.
And then in final news before I close it out, just getting my trip locked in for going to the East Coast. So I'll be shooting you an email soon about heading over down there to Baltimore while I'm over there.
All right, man.
So it's still the one in the description, right? Is this the one in the description, or is it the one you've been saying? I heard you talk about a different email in the past streams. Do you have 2 of them?
No, I have 2, but just use the admin_wise at proton.me. I believe it's in the description box.
Okay. I will keep that in mind, Brother Wise. Thanks for having me on again.
All righty. Thanks, Malachi. Be safe out there, brother.
Yeah, but one more thing. Shout out to the chat. I know somebody's saying something good about me down there. I just can't see it, so I'll check that out in a second.
Hey, you might have a couple fans down in there, man. Said you so adorable.
Oh, I'm their fan too. I love my family in the chat down there. All of y'all are awesome. So y'all take care. Y'all take care.
Malachi. God bless you, brother. Take care, brother. Be safe out there, man.
Yeah, God bless you, Brother Wise.
All right, thanks, man. Peace. All righty, let me bring up Scooby. What's up, Scooby? How you doing, brother? Oh, you muted. Take yourself off mute. You muted. Let me see if I can unmute you. Oh, all righty. We'll see if we can get him back. All right. Look at that. Malachi pulling up, showing some love. LJ, I'm not hating. I'm not a hater. That's the one thing I'm not, man. I want to see folks, whatever it is that you're trying to get accomplished, man, I want to see you win. I feel like, you work hard, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, man, I feel like you can, if you're willing to put the work in. My grandfather always used to tell me, you can have anything that you want if you're willing to work for it. Whatever it is, if you're willing to put the work in, it's yours. He used to say, anything worth having is worth working for. We're going to get B to pull up this morning. All right. Well, we'll see if Scooby pulls back up. We'll give him a little bit. If anybody else would like to pull up, if you have anything that you would like to add today, feel free to do so. We won't be doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the panel show. We have some pretty good folks. Y'all know we got the staples, Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels. Shout out to Train Wreck joining the ARP family. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels pulling up. We have my guy Jason from the J Wood podcast. Minister Danzel's going to pull up. We got Mika from Red Cup Talk. She's going to pull up tomorrow. And we also got my girl Celeste Duffy pulling up tomorrow. So tomorrow's panel show will be pretty good. Yeah, it says translation, panel show means long show. Yeah, it's going to go at least 2 hours. Sometimes it does go a little longer, but on average, it's been going about 2 hours or so. All right. Scooby's having technical difficulties here. I could see him. Well, there was a point I could see him, but then he was muted. So hopefully he'll get that figured out. Sugar Shane says Mika is 100. Okay, we got a Mika fan over here. Okay, I see you. Lori said 3 hours. Hopefully we won't be 3 hours tomorrow. I'm thinking we'll be probably right there at the 2.5 hour mark. I think last week's show did go for 3 or 2.5, almost 3 hours. It did go long last week, but it actually was a lot longer than that, if you guys recall, because I actually ended up going live a lot earlier than normal because of the breaking news. And then, I had literally been sitting in this chair for like 4.5 hours or so, something like that. So yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, Mika's dope. Yeah, so we're looking forward to her. She'll be on tomorrow, add into the show. Every now and again, last week we had my brother Van, from LFR family. He pulled up. We had my brother MJ from WTF for Real. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had Tamara from the Tamara Neely show on. So yeah, slowly but surely, man, we're getting some folks to pull up. People come and pull up at my little small channel and, come hang out with us, for a little bit. This little, our little humble abode over here. We'll get people that pull up and come hang out with us, at our, our little humble abode, a little small channel. But it's a blessing, to have people that, are willing to come and hang out with us, on Fridays. So, so I'm happy about that. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Friday panel shows? We've been doing it pretty consistently on Fridays. What are your thoughts on it? Should do y'all want to see more of those, or y'all good with just the Friday show? What are your thoughts? Maybe we could do a Friday, a midday evening show panel style. Mark Galvin says, "Go Tennessee Vols," as long as they don't play UGA. I'm still upset, man. I am still upset about that daggone game. I cannot believe that youngin missed that kick, man. Goodness gracious. They had him on the ropes. UT hasn't beat Georgia in, at this point now, 9 years. 9 years. Danny says he liked the panel format. Okay. So that's something that we'll look into adding. You know, obviously we on Friday. Scooby said it's not allowing you to unmute the mic. Huh, interesting. I mean, yeah, it looked like you were having some technical difficulties on there. Try it again, Scooby. See if we can get you up. I got Sugar Shane here. So let me pull Sugar Shane up. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Wise? How you been?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed as always. You
That's
know, every
always
day
good.
that I get a chance to sit right here in this chair, and honestly, I can't even say sit in this chair. Every day that I get a chance to put the 2 feet on the ground is a blessing. Every day, man. So every day's a great day.
Good to hear.
I am blessed, man. How are things on your end, bro?
It's good too, man. But apparently your 2 feet are better than that Notre Dame kicker's feet. I mean, that was bad. I mean, you got to realize though that was his first kick to win a game, and what was it, a 42-yarder? Oh man, I feel bad for that poor kid.
Yeah.
But I try to get people to pull up, and everybody's shy, man. I look like crap this morning. I ain't afraid to pull up. I mean, I tried to get everybody to pull up, man. I'm looking at you, Nancy, and B. I tried to
I
get
know
you
we're
guys.
trying to get B. I know B on the Shire side of things, you know.
Everybody's shy,
B's
man.
on the Shire side of things. It's okay.
Everybody's got tough fingers, but they got a little shy
But she has a
face.
good heart. B has a
Yeah.
good heart, but she's on the Shire side of things. Really good heart, though.
So, what do you think about the whole Kimmel thing? Because that's the only time he's made my butt laugh was when he got crap canned.
I honestly, I can't say that I watched Kimmel at all. And I've only seen a few clips of the guy on X when he would, you know, say something outlandish. You know, I'm surprised that it took this long for them to can him, just due to the fact that the show, nobody's watching and the show wasn't making money. They're losing money. All of these late night shows are losing money, and I get it. I mean, you got a time slot, you need to fill it, but I'm surprised that they allowed it to go on this long when they're losing millions of dollars on an annual basis. I just don't understand. I don't understand that, but that's Disney for you though, right? I mean, Disney's been putting movies out for the better part of 3 to 4 years. They're all losing money. So, I mean, maybe it's just Disney.
Disney owns ABC. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was complaining about Disney last time, but what's funnier is like ever since Letterman retired, they've all gone downhill.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I don't care what channel you watch.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I remember my grandparents, they used to watch Letterman back in the day, and Carson back in the day. And I was a kid, you know, then, so I really didn't even understand the jokes or any of that type of stuff. I'm just hanging out, you know, with my grandpops.
They go both sides on jokes. They make fun of the left and the right.
Yeah,
And they did equal.
Yeah.
And
I mean, once they went full-fledged, you know, just, hey, we're going full-fledged leftist, we're hating on the right. Once they went there, I mean, you can't turn off half your audience and think that you're going to make money. Like, you can't do that. That's very difficult to do.
And it's bad. I think it's funnier when he got fired than his show was funny, you know. That's the only time I actually laughed. I smiled. I was like, boy, you got canned.
I thought, you know, about time. You know, about time. And I do think that if I do believe that if the show was actually making money and people were actually watching, I think maybe he would have got suspended for the remarks and not the show completely canceled. But this just gave them an out. You know, it gave them an out.
Because there's 2 media companies and one's trying to buy the other. I think it's Netstream, and one begins with an S. I can't remember the damn name, but they're trying to merge, and the FCC won't allow a company to have.
No, they can't merge. That would go against the monopoly. You know, the monopoly laws that we have in our country.
I think that's why he got crap canned, because they're trying to usher their way in. Because you got to realize, back in 2018, the same thing happened with NBC going with. Damn, I can't remember the name. They merged too, and they went on a monopoly, but they got approved for it, and that was Trump's first term. They're trying to, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Sorry, I had to say hi to the neighbor.
No worries.
But no, it's the same thing as that, and that's why I really think, because what he said was it wrong? Yeah. Was it funny? No.
No.
But
I mean, but is he funny?
is it fireable? No. When your FCC license, it is, and I think that's why they canned him.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, but I'm asking, was Jimmy Kimmel ever funny? I don't
oh, hell no.
recall. I don't recall seeing anything funny of his.
No, I watched him when he first came out. The hell, that was what, like 15 years ago, probably. I was like, yeah. And then he started talking politics, and I was like, man, you just lost me. I've not
Yeah.
always been a right winger. I've been independent most of my life. But watching stuff like that, that's not funny. I mean, the same with Saturday Night Live. They've lost my viewership too. I mean, they
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. A lot of what's going on mainstream media has has gone downhill. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, they're pushing ideology. Obviously, and it's mainly far left. You can't watch a show. You can't even watch a regular show without the alphabet community being pushed on you. I mean, you can't watch a cartoon without them having to have a character, or the parents are, a part of the alphabet community. And I mean, I think a lot of people, I know it's turned me off from watching, mainstream media and some of the newer shows that are out. And every now and again, something will come out and I'm like, oh, let me check it out. And then it's just like, I hardly don't even get through most of it. I'm like cutting it off, halfway through or a quarter way through the movie. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sitting here watching this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I
And it's
blame
just
it on
like,
that nose thing.
woke, and Kirsten said it, woke is in everything. They've made TV hard to watch. So I
Yeah.
can't think of a show right now that's on one of the major networks that I watch. I can't think of one. There's a few shows that are on like Apple Plus that I can get through. And let's see. Yeah, Apple Plus, there's a few shows. There's a few shows on like Paramount, that I like. Not to plug any shows, but like
What's the other one?
Landman and
Peacock's got a couple decent ones,
yeah,
but
there's a few, but I mean, there's so few and far between. And then there were some shows that I'm like, the first season was good, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but then it just went downhill from there, and it's just like, what is going on with y'all? So, yeah, it's really crazy,
they're
what's
trying to
going on
push
in
the
media,
narrative
period.
they're just trying to push the narrative on what they want you to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, just leave it open-minded. Let us think what we want to think.
Well, what they don't realize is that they've opened up an avenue. They've opened up opportunity for independent creators out there. And I don't think they really understood what they did, but they opened it up for people like myself, and so many others, that are in this space. They've opened it up for in Angel Studios to really ratchet up their production of movies. I don't know if they got a new movie coming out this Friday, September 19th. Not to give them well, I guess I can't give them a plug because I did do the I actually did a what do you call it? A review for Angel Studios. It should be up on their on their social media stuff. It's not something that I'm promoting on my channel, but it's called The Senior. It comes out on Friday. It's at the movies. And it's about a 59-year-old man. It's based on a real story, true story. It's about a 59-year-old man who had 1 year of eligibility for college football and tries out for the college football team at 59 years old and makes the team. He's the oldest person to ever play college football.
Good for
It's
him.
crazy.
And you got that
But
LSU
it's a good flick.
and you got that LSU band member at 63. You
Yeah,
hear about
that's
that
pretty dope.
story?
That's
Yeah,
that's
good for
dope.
him.
Yeah, I love hearing those types of stories, man, because it really just shows you that. And when I hear stories of people in their 60s, 70s graduating from college, I think I seen a young lady who was like 80 graduated with her bachelor's degree. When you hear those stories, it just lets you know that hey, you are as young as you feel. And don't let age stop you from doing anything. I think there's a lot of people out there that feel like once they hit in their 30s or 40s, I'm too old to do anything. My grandma didn't graduate college until she was in her 40s. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 40
So
and
it
I'm
can
thinking
be
about
done.
going to college.
Yeah. Hey, do it. If that's what you want to do, do it. Don't let anything hold you back, man. Don't let anything stop you, man.
I want to go for law. So I'll be like
Okay.
50 when I graduate.
There's nothing
But,
wrong with that.
I just got to pass the bar. I mean, I get to take that every year anyway. So,
Yeah. Now I'm a fan of older shows, and I think I've talked about this on this channel. I like older shows, older movies, probably from if it's older than the 2010s. So 2010 and below. I'm a big fan of movies from like the 80s and 90s.
are you watching MacGyver?
Oh, yes. I love MacGyver, man. I grew up watching MacGyver. What are you talking, man?
Who else did they have? They had a whole bunch of good shows back then.
Oh, man. Man, back in the day, do you
Family
remember
Matters.
TGI Friday? TGI Friday had so many wholesome shows out there, Family Matters and Full House and, all these different shows. And we've gotten away from it, man. We've gotten away from it. As much people want to hate on the Cosby Show, but the Cosby Show was great. It was phenomenal.
Cosby was good. I mean, I don't know.
LJ said Highway to Heaven. I can't remember if I know I watched Highway to Heaven. I just can't remember that show for some reason.
Who was the one? Damn, I can't remember it. There was a whole bunch of just white kids in the show. It was in the 80s. It had a nice little song. Someone thought someone in that group was Marilyn Manson, but that was a good show too. I can't remember the damn name of the show.
Yeah, there's just like right now, man. They're doing these whack remakes, So I don't know if you saw it, but they just came out with a new remake of Naked Gun, which it wasn't even needed. I just watched the first Naked Gun. I don't know, maybe a week or two ago. I just watched the first Naked Gun, the very first one. Hilarious. I was like, you did not need to remake this. You didn't need to. It didn't need to be remade. It didn't. But Pam Anderson is she's one of the main stars, and I can't think of the dude that's playing Leslie Nelson now. I can't think of that dude's name, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want to watch it because I'm like, you go and you watch it, and I'm like, y'all mess it up anyway. They got to add some super woke stuff into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just want to laugh.
I want to see that new movie coming out. I think it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and I can't remember.
I hadn't heard about that. But I also don't watch regular TV, so I miss all the updates on that. So Liam Neeson, there you go. That's what it is. Liam Neeson is the guy that's playing. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it when you're able to watch it for free. Right now, it's you can either rent it or buy it. I'm not doing either.
I'm telling you one thing. I got my cable and internet bill. It's $196 a month.
Good Lord. Yeah, I cut the cable. We cut the cord a long time ago. We don't have cable.
Right, I want to say bad words, but I can't.
Yeah, please don't.
That I'm feeling violated. That's best I can say.
Yeah.
And it was 120 just last year, and then they bumped it up to that. I'm like, get the hell out of here, man! It's like I'm this close to pulling the plug, and I've got Spectrum.
Yeah, we cut the cord a long time ago.
Spectrum.
We cut the cord. Well, I'm gonna say I cut the cord a long time ago. Back when the kids were young. Because I was paying for all this stuff, and I'm asking. And one day I decided let me actually find out what the kids are watching. So I'm going around to both my kids. They're like, "What do y'all watch the most?" They were like, "We watch YouTube." And at the time, that's when it was really popular to watch people play games. They're watching all the gamers and stuff. My son was an NBA 2K fanatic, so he would always watch this guy playing NBA 2K. And he was like, "Dad, I just watch YouTube. I watch my gamers. I watch gamers." And my son the same, my oldest son the same, and he was into anime and stuff like that. So he'd watch, but he was watching it on YouTube. And I was like, man, nobody's watching cable. And I asked my wife, she was like, well, I watch Netflix. I'm like, nobody's watching cable. We're almost got a $200 bill. I was like, yep, cut that off. And that was a while back. I think my oldest son was in middle school when that happened. So that was a long time ago at this point. We cut it. I cut it off, and then we hadn't looked back.
Good for you. But my kids watch the gamers on YouTube. I'm like, dude, just play the damn game, dude.
No, they watch. I thought it was weird as well. I thought when it first started, and I remember I was like, so wait, y'all are watching someone else play the game?
Yes.
They're like, yeah.
I done spent $60 on the damn game for you, and you want to watch someone else play it? It's like,
hilarious.
Why not buy him the game? That's like I didn't yell at him.
Hey, it's an industry. It is an industry. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize what it was. I was like, it's an industry. Wow.
Oh, damn kids.
You know, that was before I knew, you know, I didn't know much about YouTube like that back in that time frame. And the kids, that was mainly the kids and the gamers and that type of thing. And then I got into YouTube because then I started finding people. I was like, oh, YouTube has something for everybody.
Yeah. When did you get into YouTube?
As far as watching it, I guess I probably really got heavy on it like right around the pandemic or maybe a little bit beforehand.
About 2020.
You know, but as far as like me being here in this space, I started doing this. Let's see. My first video came out December 29th of 2023.
So you're new to the crew
So
then.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah, so am I. I just started like a month ago. So
All right. All right. Well, hey, shoot me an email. We do a mastermind group once a month. We link up and just bounce ideas off each other and things of that nature. If you want to learn, shoot me an email. I'll add you.
always, I love you. Hey, by the way, your subscription on your YouTube doesn't have your email.
It doesn't.
Nah.
If you look, it's on there. If you look at my, if you go to the main
Is
page,
it the Instagram one?
well, in the description, actually, you know what? I think I did change it because I put the, yeah, I think I did change it. I'll update that. It was
Hey,
in there, but I'll update
and
it.
we
But
need
it
to
is
let
on the
Malachi
actual
know
main
to keep
page.
his
If you
eyes
go
on
to
the
the,
road.
if you go to the main page, if you go to the main page, you'll see it in there. But I'll update it.
All right, I love you.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man. Take care, Shane.
You too.
All righty. Look at that. We don't know everybody's shy today, huh? We tried to get Scooby up here, man, but you know, I guess he's having some technical difficulties. You know, I was looking forward to having a conversation with that brother. It sounded like there was some dissent there from Scooby. So I was looking forward to that conversation. But Angela said, Liam is my dude. No cable for me. Stream all the way. Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. For football purposes, during this time of the year, you know, I have YouTube TV just so I can watch football, which is crazy. You spend that kind of money just to watch football, but it is what it is. I got to get my football fix in, and you know, at least I can sit here at the house and I can watch it. You know, right here. Look at y'all old school Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, 80s movies. Breakfast Club. That's a really good flick. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, really good. 3 is okay. The new one that's on Netflix, oh, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed. Coming to America, the first one, phenomenal. I've watched that movie. I couldn't tell you how many times. The new one, very disappointed. The remakes are always bad, man. They're always bad. Lori said, bring back the pinball machines. Yeah, the remakes, man. They just do a terrible job with the remakes. Goodness gracious. All righty, man. Well, I guess we don't have anybody else that's going to pull up this morning, but I do appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you all pulling up this morning. LS said Predator. Oh, man, the first and the second Predators, phenomenal. The first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they got Carl Weathers, man. They had a real cast on there. But the second one that was more urban with Danny Glover was phenomenal as well. Yeah. I enjoy that, man. But appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up this morning and hanging with me. I know we were having some technical difficulties, but we made it through. Appreciate you guys, man. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit the like button on the way out. Please do so. Let me read these super chats. Malachi said Tamara Neely was loved on both of Anton's shows. I just found out that she was on Anton's show recently, so she's making the rounds. That's awesome, man. Shout out to LJ Taylor with the $2 super chat. I watch old shows. Check out The Guardian. I'm gonna have to check out The Guardian. I don't think I've ever watched The Guardian before. I'm gonna have to check that, but I really prefer the old movies. Steve said leather weapons. I think he meant lethal. Yeah, the lethal weapons are good too. Yeah, I like the lethal weapons. Those are pretty good. But appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. Like I said, tomorrow, be on the lookout. Hey, be on the lookout. Panel show. Be ready for it. It's going to be a good one. Lord willing. Appreciate you guys pulling up as always. Shout out to all my blues. Thank you guys for helping to keep things peaceful in the chat. LJ, Zephyr, K9, Lori Addison, Nanny, B, Brett Montgomery. Who else am I missing? Dion. Appreciate you guys keeping things peaceful in the chat. T.A. Caskey, thank you as well, brother. I know he pops in for a quick second. Thank you. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Appreciate you all. God bless each and every one of you guys. Enjoy this Thursday. It is Friday Eve, but don't be so quick to look to the weekend. Enjoy today. Enjoy today. And I'm still challenging you guys to make sure that y'all getting that word on a day-to-day basis, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. Get into the word on a day-to-day basis, man. Continue to work towards building that relationship up with God. Y'all continue to do that, man. As always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Y'all take care, man. God bless. Peace.
Vibes so